Disability, the podcast of the ARC Southern Maryland. I'm Rita Rich. Now, we at the ARC Southern Maryland see how fashion-forward our clients and staff are. So a few of us have already reported they've spotted baseball caps with our favorite team logos on them that now have the ARC logo embroidered on their sides. That's due to a fan favorite, Lids, whose stores are all over the U.S. and Maryland. The ARC of the United States, Kristen McKiernan explains.
For the month of August, every Lids store has a custom embroidery machine. And I saw this in action. I went to one of their stores in May, and it was really cool to see our logo quickly stitched into, someone's favorite hat. And that's a way that this partnership can really have a long shelf life out into the world. Let's say you get your favorite team's hat, you get the ARC's logo on it, and you're going to wear that hat for a really long time, and you're going to represent the ARC and help us grow our brand awareness out in the community. So it's a lot of fun. And for folks that do take that option, $7 of that embroidery fee is going to come back to the ARC. So it's a reinvestment in an organization that you already care about.
How do you get people or companies like the Lids baseball cap stores to come on board and help?
Well, it really starts with a conversation. And a lot of times you will find people in all sorts of roles in the world who have a personal connection to disability. And that was the case here with Lids. Several years ago, our development team connected with them, and their owner, Tom, knew a little bit about the ARC. He has two daughters who have disabilities and knew the power of the advocacy of the ARC in Maryland, actually, and said, the ARC is the largest organization that no one's ever heard of. And he can do something about changing that. And so he's opened up his company for this partnership. This is our first time doing this, where for the month of August, if you go to a Lids store, you will see co-branded signage. You will see staff in T-shirts with our logo. And we are working together to tell the story of the ARC's mission. So it's a really exciting time. I know many people, if you go to the grocery store, you go to a store, you're out shopping, you're asked to round up for a really great cause. And, it really does pull at your heartstrings. I often hit that roundup button, right? And I think a lot of us have thought over the years, it would be really great if the ARC had this opportunity. Well, and now we do. And so we're thrilled about this partnership launching in August, where folks going into Lids stores all over the country will have the opportunity to round up at the register to donate to the ARC, to get our logo sewn in on a new hat that you may buy. And we're also going to be launching a photo contest. So folks can go to a Lids store, check it out, take a selfie, submit your photo, and we're going to be giving away, no purchase necessary, but we're going to be giving away random drawing winners, an iPad, Beats headphones, some special Lids gear, and we're going to have fun with it.
Kristen refers to Tom Ripley, the CEO of Lids Sports Group, which is part of Ames Watson Capital. He lives in Annapolis. I asked Kristen to explain more about the ARC of the United States, the national organization.
Well, we are a huge federation. We have nearly 600 chapters across the country. We have state chapters that are quite focused on public policy advocacy at the state level, and then a lot of local chapters that really are focused on serving the unique needs of their community. So many provide direct services to people with disabilities and their family members. Some focus on advocacy needs in the community. And so the national office really serves as a hub to provide technical assistance to chapters to help make those connections across the network, really foster a community where we're all in it together. We also are a national leader in federal public policy and legal advocacy. So quite often we are working hand in hand with our state and local chapters, with the people they serve, to advocate for federal policies that serve people with disabilities and their civil rights. With Lids, it really started off as they were interested in an education program that we run out of the national office called the ARC at School. where we provide a curriculum where family members can learn more about their rights to access that free and appropriate public education. And the Ripleys, Tom and his wife, were interested in helping to support that program. And so we worked in Maryland with the Arc of Maryland and with the Arc of Indiana, because Lids is headquartered in Indiana, and Maryland because the family lives in Maryland, to really help expand the access to that curriculum in those two states. So quite often we work with corporate partners where we are working then hand in hand with our chapters, providing grants out to our chapters to do more work at the state and local level with the support of a corporate partner.
We give our tip of the hat to, we tip our baseball caps. Well, we'll try that again, Rita. We give the tip of our lids to the Arc of the United States and want to remind all Marylanders about an important program for the self-advocates listening to See Me. The deadline to submit your application to the 2024/2025 Partners in Policymaking class is coming up on August 31st. Now, for a link to the application, go to Maryland Partners in Policymaking at the Arc Maryland's website. That website is spelled thearcmd.org. Spell the word the or the, thearcmd.org. And here's another gentle reminder. The National Arc's yearly leadership conference and the National Convention is coming up in October and early November, and that'll be held in Columbus, Ohio. Now, some good friends of the Arc Southern Maryland will be there. Find out more by going to the About page, the American Arc's website. That's thearc.org. Much thanks to the Senior Executive Officer for Communications and Marketing, Kristen McKiernan, for the American Arc. Here's a little more of her personal story.
I came to the ARC after working in politics and government for about 10, 12 years. And I was really looking to make a shift into something that was mission oriented and close to my heart. I have an uncle who has Down syndrome. My uncle Larry was the youngest of my mom's 8 siblings. And Larry was a big part of my life, still is. He likes to remind me that when my mom went back to work when I was a baby and I was at my grandmother's, that he helped change my diapers. So Larry has been there from the start. And you know, the work that the ARC does is so important to people's day-to-day lives. And I know it has made an impact on my uncle's life. And I know it makes an impact in Southern Maryland and all over the country in big and small ways. And so it's really meaningful to me to be a part of this organization.
The purpose of our podcast, See Me, See My Ability, is for listeners to know whether there are those who have disabilities and those who love people who are differently enabled and those with intellectual or developmental disabilities. We know that you sometimes feel alone in your struggles. This podcast tells you you're not alone. Please leave a comment or some stars for See Me, See My Ability, the podcast of the ARC Southern Maryland, wherever you download podcasts, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Spotify. Please leave us a review. It will help others find our podcast. I'm Rita Rich.